Hi, my name's Nick Chatten and I'm a wedding DJ and host and have been now for 25 years. I've been quite successful with what I've done, which means I've learnt a lot of things, but it also means I've made lots of mistakes. But the important thing is about those mistakes is that I've learnt from them. So here's a few tips and tricks that might help you. You'll see in previous videos I've done other tips, but this one specifically is about the dance floor, trying to keep the dance floor busy. And that really stems from communication that you have with your bride and groom. Ideally, you want that conversation so that the bride and groom know that wherever they are is where the party is going to be. So if you have a bride and groom that primarily want to stay outside a lot of the time, if perhaps they're smokers or they're just very sociable and they like to stand outside, then the chances are if they're outside, most of the guests will follow them, because the rule at most weddings is wherever the bride and groom are is where the party's going to be. So you need to have that conversation. You need to make it aware, or you need to make them aware that, you know, it's not a given that they've got to stay on the dance floor all night. Of course it's not. You know, you can't make someone stay on the dance floor all night, but you need to just stress the importance, you know, make sure that they're aware that, you know, the more time they spend in and around the dance floor area, the more chance you've got of filling that dance floor, because people will naturally gravitate towards them. So it's vitally important. The other thing I would say about venues, things like photo booths, casino tables, is where you can try and have that conversation prior to the wedding, you know, with your bride and groom. Try and have that conversation and try and plan where these things are going to go. If you've got a wedding which has got split rooms, so you might have a foyer area, for instance, 9 times out of 10 a photo booth operator or a casino table will want to go in that foyer area. 1, because it's easy to load in, and 2, it's easy to get out. And I get that, I totally do. But from the point of view of a wedding and your guests, what you're actually doing is you're taking them away from the dance floor and you're asking them to go to another room. So until the photo booth have gone or the casino table have gone, chances are people will keep going back out there. So try and have that conversation as well. You know, it's just vitally important. Again, if you can try and contain everyone into one space, one room, you'll just find that, you know, naturally that's where the party's going to be. But again, it's down to communication. You know, you need to have this conversation with the bride and groom. You need to just, you know, I send out a questionnaire, and on the questionnaire it basically asks a lot of questions that I need to know the answers of. One of those questions is, are either of you smokers? If the answer is yes, and you know straight away they're going to be outside for a part of the evening having a cigarette or a vape, so you need to compensate for that. So, you know, ask these questions on the consultation meetings that you have. You know, it's vitally important you have these meetings. You don't just assume you're going to turn up and rock up and everything's going to be okay, because I'll tell you now, it just won't work. So take that on board. Remember what I say, bride and groom, try and keep them in the room as much as you can. Photo booth, casino tables, suite tables, anything like that, any third party, you know, vendors, suppliers that are coming in, again, try and keep them in the room as well. You know, all you're doing is giving people an excuse to get out of the room, so hopefully that will help. If you think that this has been of any use to you, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up as well, because that makes a big difference to me and I can keep on making these videos. Have yourselves a great day. Bye. Hopefully you found that video interesting. I hope there's a few tips and tricks in there to help you. If you have enjoyed it, please think about subscribing and giving me a thumbs up and liking the video. That way it will help with me making more videos that can help more people. Thank you.